Wait until you see the garage on this one. It might completely change how you think about townhome living. This is the Macomb, and before we even walk upstairs, we have to talk about one of the coolest features, the tandem garage. Instead of the traditional 2-car setup, this gives you extra depth that you could use for another vehicle, motorcycles, a home gym, bikes, storage, a workshop, or honestly anything you've always wished for you had extra room for. It's one of those features you don't realize you need until you see it in person. Now let's go check it out with the rest of the home. Okay, so this is a corner unit, the Macomb. And the first thing I want you to notice is how huge this step is. That's because they want to pour it really strong and secure, have the foundation, and then they're going to fill that in with dirt and then mulch and plants and all. So don't worry, this is not the normal step that you're going to be stepping into. You're going to have a nice faucet here for watering your plants, hose bib there, and then we have a little overhang. They haven't even put it together quite yet. And then we have the entry with the beautiful front door. They may be painting it. We'll have to wait and see. And then as you walk in, you're just gonna see all these stairs. But before we go up all those stairs, I want to take you to the coolest part of the house, the tandem garage. People may not even know what a tandem garage is. This is it. So it's the entire basically length of the home. Normally you're gonna have these 2 windows. You're not gonna have that side window unless you are an end unit. And so this is the entire length of the basement. You could put 2 cars in here. You could divide it. I've had people actually have art studios out of half of the garage. It's just a really functional space that's kind of finished, but kind of not. You don't have to worry about spilling anything because you're on the concrete here. So it does make for a really nice gym. And let's see what we have. So the first door is going to be your tankless water heater. Here you go. And then you have electrical. Looks like they always give you a little supply of like the mortars and tiles and such that they've used. Then the second door is the HVAC. Looks like maybe they're working on that a little bit. They do have a radon system in here. That's just piped. It's probably not an active radon system, but they just have it piped and ready. And then we have one garage door. And then we have an area here on the side. This is a nice place to put your trash bins or do a workshop if you need. You may be wondering what this pipe is and why it's so big. It's going to be a clean out, and they'll cut it off when they go and put the driveway in. So they have even put the driveway in. They've got a nice keypad here, let you in. These homes are all smart homes nowadays. So I always think it's interesting to go and look at a home pre-construction and just see how it's done. So like it looks like there's water there. I would be checking with my inspector to make sure that there's nothing structurally wrong with the door anymore and that it was just left outside and had the elements get to it. Or I would be asking for that to be replaced. In the garage, it looks like there's a hole there. Sometimes they'll come back in and fix that. That again would be something during the walkthrough. You're gonna go and tell them what your requests are and what you would like. So this is an example of they needed to fix this space back here. And so they just kind of added some wood behind, and that will all be finished. You'll never ever see that. Here is fun wood going up the stairs on the left. Just a nice accent wall. It looks like we have wood floors, which are beautiful once they're all stained and put together. We have metal railing here. And then we're on our first level. We're doing two-tone kitchen here. Fun. And so they don't even have the flooring in yet, but that's okay. We can still get the concept. So right here is going to be where the refrigerator goes. Yep, it's a space for the refrigerator. And if you've never looked behind, it does need electric. And then it needs the little spigot right here for the water and ice. And what I always do is I put a little sensor, a water sensor there at the lowest point of the hose. So if there's ever a leak, I catch it on day one. So you can get water sensors on Amazon. I have water sensors all throughout my home. Nice slow close cabinetry. The cabinetry is all brown on the lower level, and then you have a pop of white in the middle. So we have no appliances in yet. This is going to be over the head hood, and then they're dropping in a cooktop here. But let's see what we got. We have it for gas and electric, so they could actually go either way, which is nice just to have that option for people. Some people are pretty passionate one way or another. Here is where your dishwasher would go, underneath there. And they do have the hole put in, but they don't have the sink in yet, so none of that's even in. This is going to be for the trash. And they have the little trash cans in. And then this is going to be for the double ovens. So they just cut that out and frame it. Cool, huh? And the cabinetry goes high, but not all the way up. And so we're obviously going to have a deck out the back. This is your sliding glass door. These are all the permits that they have gotten throughout the building process, and they will continue to have more. You have a sliding glass door, and then you'll have a deck off the back. And then this is for the toilet. So that's the bottom of the toilet. That's the water that goes in. And then they have the little toilet paper roll, and already have in here like a little hand towel space. This is the hot and the cold water, and then the bad water gets through the big pipe at the bottom. Looks like they're going to do a fun color in here. And let's look what's in this door. Oh, this is going to be all glass, so they just need to clean this off. When they sprayed over it, it just created that. They'll just rip it off. Yeah, so it's tape. Do you see that? So they'll just like rip it all off. It'll be really fun to see it all nice and clean. So fun. A lot of times it's just easier to spray everything. So this will be the pantry. And then most likely this will be the dining room, and then you have the living room beyond that. But obviously you can do whatever you want in your own home. All these windows would normally not be here unless you are an end unit. So just something to keep in mind. People are always wondering, why do I have to pay a premium for an end unit? It's because you don't have neighbors on the one side, and you get a lot more windows. It looks like we are decorating a wall again. This is where they recommend your TV goes. So they have the conduit and all the electrical accordingly. And it looks like their design pattern was 8 inches, 14 inches, 24. 8, 14, 14 again. So just a fun little pattern they made. We're gonna go up with the wood stairs. All right, here we do not have the flooring in yet. Oh, fun, they actually have speakers throughout the home, and then they're gonna have recessed lighting, and then smoke detectors. Okay, here is a bedroom. I think it's just a regular bedroom, although it has a recessed or the tray ceiling, so this might be the primary suite. Let's look here. This is just going to be a closet. Closet number 1. Closet number 2. You have lighting. Remember we talked about that list of repairs that will be on the list. All that stuff gets done prior to closing. So there are many walkthroughs that you have to make the home all look perfect. This is very rough stages of a home. So we have the sinks in, well, yeah, we have that they're actually in this one. And then the 3 holes. Looks like they're going with the quartz. And then for the cabinetry, they're having 6 drawers. Just a big, big mirror. And then we have a big shower, pretty. So it's kind of fun to see the order of how they go and build a home and the process of it all. Love the tile work here. That tile is so pretty. It's interesting, they did a different color tile over here and then a hex pattern on the floor. Do you see that? There you go. And then we went with like cleaner. I think if they would have went all that gray wood or the gray tile, it would have been a bit much. So they kind of softened it and just had like almost like an accent wall for the shower. So very fun. You can see obviously that the faucets and things like that have not been put in yet, and they're just stubbed out ready to go. Looks like they're doing black. Have you seen that? That's a whole black kind of accents, and so probably they'll do the faucets and then the handles and all for the cabinetry the same. So a lot of black in this particular home. And then we have 2 doors, which are going to be a big, big linen closet. And then we have another set of stairs, but let's wait on that. Let's see what's behind this door. Oh, so the washer and dryer are going to be stackable here, so you can see how that works. This is really nice. They actually go and put this inset. Remember how the dryers used to come out because you have this huge pipe here, the dryer vent pipe? So now they have that all recessed in the walls, which is just really nice. It looks like this is going to be electrical dryer. You see right here, electrical. So 220, and there's your water hookups and all. And then here is another bedroom, super cute. I love all the wood work that they're doing to it. It looks like we're gonna have a wallpaper here, which would be super fun. Love it. I can't wait to come back here and show you what it looks like all finished and the decorations and all. It's supposed to be sometime in September. So this is just a closet. I think one of my videos I'd like to do the progression and you see all the stuff that's done every day. So here we have a vanity sink and all that. We have some of the hardware. Remember I talked about black. Here's where the toilet's gonna go. They have the water coming from the ground. And then again, I just really love these tiles. Subway tiles, but like a little tumbled look to them, if you can see. Has a little bit of depth. And then this is a tub. You always need one tub in a home. It's neat how they have the do not remove during construction, like to protect the actual tub itself. They have a tub mat. So 2 bedrooms on this level. Again, I just want to show you like all these little things, they all get touched up. Every little detail. I have gone through so many homes with blue tape in hand. It's what you do. You can see all of the little marks there, that all gets fixed. And again, they're going with an accent wall, some wood. Fun, fun. We have a couple different landings. And then here we are on the top level. So we're gonna have a full bathroom. That's a lot. Nice. Have a full bathroom. Sinks already, tub, shower and all. And then we have this wood that goes all the way up. Do you see that? How fun is that? And then this cute, cool space. I love it. I love it. You can see how the really nice lighting is now. It's so flat. Like back in the day, you'd have this huge can, and now these are all like super energy efficient. They're like less than an inch wide. Do you see the cool? Cool. This will be such a fun room. You could have it as a bedroom. You could have it as like a bunch of different things. They must have had to find out where the stud was and just kept punching holes until they found it. Or some reason they did that. Here is a closet. Yep, still a closet. Here is the attic, and then all the insulation that they do. You can see a PVC pipe. And then how fun. I need to go home and do this to my house today. I love it. I'm sure my husband's gonna stop loving me going and visiting all these model homes. But isn't this space like so cute? I kind of went in from the bathroom, so let me just kind of show you if we were not to go in from the bathroom, what that looks like. So here it is. Yeah, so you'd actually come up the stairs. There's a door here, lots of natural light, and then you have another door to go into that room, and then we just went to the bathroom. Let's go up here on the balcony. Again, we are in a construction zone. This is what a construction zone site looks like. You have a water spigot out here and electrical, so you can water your plants. You can have some lights up here. They're working on all of the sprinklers so that the plants stay. That's the house we were just in. This is the Macomb. Nice, fun space. They have outdoor speakers on either side. This will be a cool house for the right person. All right, so that's the end of it. So there you have it, that's the Macomb. It's probably for somebody who wants a little bit more flexibility in how they live between the tandem garage, the multiple levels, and the open layout upstairs. It gives you space that you can really evolve with your lifestyle. And remember, because the community is just starting, buyers right now typically have the greatest opportunity to choose their home sites and many of the finishes before those choices become more limited. I'm Angie Tanner. If you're looking for a private tour or want to come compare the different floor plans here at Cedar Terrace, I'd love the opportunity to help you.